You know what this is? This is a tier list. And you know who I am. I'm Fruity. Hi. Yu-Gi-Oh's metagame is kind of weird right now because of most of the decks being kinda the same as they are, but not really. And Kashtira being a little bit more hit than we actually thought is actually going to affect the deck a little bit more. So today's tier list is what are decks doing? How good are they? Should they still be played? Should they still be metagame? What are we doing? We're gonna start with our favorite boys, Emancipator. And the funny thing about Emancipator right now is it's really good with Super Heavy Samurai. So good, in fact, that I would put it a solid B tier. It's very much playable and very terrifying to actually see play out because it can definitely end on everything that you think it will end on. Altergeist currently at the game, not really interesting to really play, very much easily counterable. A lot of stuff just kind of hits it still as we still play the same cardboard that affects the same decks as we did before. Kashtira obviously is going into tier 1. Kashtira is still a great deck, but it's still a little bit terrifying to play against unless you have exactly a kaiju or some way to get exactly your eyes right off the field. B-Trooper definitely still exists. I think they're funny, but I don't think they're good enough actually to be on this table at all. Blackwings, I can put in C tier very reasonably. Blackwings are a very nice rogue deck that does a lot of interesting things staying in archetype, but definitely can still be affected generally by the same type of stuff. Branded Fusion lost Expulsion, but they still have Albilulion, or whatever it is, to do the same thing pretty much. But now it's a little bit more difficult. A little bit more loophole stuff. Can't just end on double ways to get to it if they need to. Now they just have to choose one or the other and hope to God it works out. Cyber Dragon, I don't know why people are still playing this. It's bad. Get over yourselves. Burning Abyss is a good rogue deck, I guess. I'm not gonna say it's much better past that. Dark Worlds, I can say the same stage as Emancipator. Unfortunately, Dark World is still a deck that unfortunately is affected by Droll Mockbird and Bestials, which people are playing a lot more of currently. Ding Long. These cards are very funny. Watching definitely a video you should go watch is Aurora yugioh's video on Super Sunday about this deck. It's very interesting, but it also shows that this deck very much is not good. Dogmatica, honestly is okay. Not really the best either. It still does the same thing as it did previously. Doesn't really get affected much. In fact, it gets better because it's triple Nadir Servant. But even then, I still wouldn't play it compared to other decks. Draco Slayer, still rogue at best. Definitely, if you can play it, it's go all out. But it's definitely not the type of deck people should be playing, especially because of how convoluted its combos can be. We're going to put this in as Live Twin Sprite. Live Twin Sprite's actually very nice. If the Nimble cards ever actually got removed, I would say this is probably the best build for Sprite past Melfi. But just putting it as Live Twin Sprite by the thing now, definitely a solid A tier. Definitely solid A tier. Very nice deck. Eldritch is around. Currently, Eldritch is really good because a lot of people are playing Droll over Ash Blossom, which affects Eldritch very easily, as he can easily just play past Droll and Mockbird with no cost whatsoever. But he still is a very weird threat. Not good enough, but definitely still an issue that you need to look out for just in case. A case that you need to actually start paying attention to, however, is Fluandereeze. Fluandereeze is actually terrifying this format, seeing as it can also shut down multiple special summons if it needs to, setting everything face down as a Book of Eclipse against most common decks. It also has the ability to just genuinely stop things with its Floodgate as Impin, and also genuinely just having easy ways to do its combos over and over again. Exo Sisters, it's not its format anymore. I feel like we're all moving past the point of the graveyard actually being something that we actually want to touch usually. A lot of decks that actually want to play with it can definitely still be affected by Exo Sister, but a lot of decks also know how to play around the Exo Sister because there's not as much as a general playstyle to it as most decks now involve the Banish pile. Gate Guardian is definitely funny, but nowhere near good enough to play yet. Give it some playtime, give it some time to like cook, and it'll definitely do something funny, I'm sure. Regular Sprite, just Sprite with Nimble and like all the other small little niche things, but general Sprite also just as good as Live Twin. Very much a terrifying deck style you either want to or you don't want to play against, but I feel like the deck is way better now in this style compared to previously. If they've limited starter to 1, I feel like the deck would actually be a lot better, but here we are. Gold Pride. I want to say Gold Pride Pure is fine. It's a great deck, it definitely gets the stuff done, but it doesn't do enough to actually keep it outside the metagame. Gold Pride Punk, on the other hand, is bad for a different reason. And the reason is, if your combo gets stopped, you are done. You no longer have hand traps because you cannot play them. So it's a very okay build. Definitely not something I would actually play, though. Adagnister, every time I see it, just gets worse and worse and worse. Now a lot of people are just playing Kaijus just to get over exactly the Riseheart. He's definitely no longer good. Labyrinth is definitely a deck that plays the game. She's still a very good deck. I think she's good, not because of the trap cards, because a lot of people are now playing the furniture build, where they're actually starting to play like the cuckoo clock, the chandelier, and everything like that, just to actually show that the deck can actually do things outside of just setting floodgates and passing. Current Manatium in the format is fine. Doom will definitely give it a little bit of a boost that it genuinely needs, but I feel like it needs one last push past that just to be actually a meta threat like the previous formats have had with their versions of Visas. But for now, he's very good. Not good enough, though. Marine Cess, overall, I'm going to put in the same boat as Manatium and everything else. They're great as a budget option and a great control deck, but genuinely, I would not play them as oftenly as others because they're just kind of a weird little struggle. Math Mech got limited to one circular. And you would think being limited to one circular would actually cause them to have a little bit of a threat. No, actually. Math Mech actually did nothing different. It's just now that they actually need to resolve their circular or else they lose the game. Still keeping them very high up in the format. Not as high as before, though. Drytron, I mean, they sure as hell exist, don't they? I haven't seen much about Drytron. They have a lot of interesting stuff going on, but currently I wouldn't recommend them. Makonko, same boat. Unfortunately, they're a ritual deck, so can't really do much with them. They are interesting, but they're not interesting enough yet. Dino, Dino DNA, genuinely way nicer of a deck. I think with the new support, this deck genuinely gets a lot more interesting plays coming out of it, and actually I would put it definitely in top contender. As you may have noticed, however, nothing is getting close to Kashtira. That's because Kashtira is still a genuine fucking threat to the game. Like, very few things on this list are actually going to be affected genuinely well because of Kashtira still being around. Sword Soul, still a really great deck, but I wouldn't recommend it. I am glad that this form of national season is decks are playing games not because they're setting up floodgates, but because they actually all have interesting strategies that you all actually have to be prepared for. Ninja have had their time to shine, honestly. They're starting to fall out of the format, not because they're bad. I wouldn't say that at all. I'm saying more the format is now playing around the idea of being eclipsed over and over and over. It's not a lot of people are actually prepared to fight against Ninja, which is an issue for Ninja players. PK is not good. Like, BK, don't get it twisted, is an interesting deck, but I would not recommend playing it currently or ever. Unless it's like mixed in with a different rank 3 engine, like BA. Wonder Patrol. Now, if you've seen me recently, you know that I genuinely do like this deck. It's just, I also understand it's not the best pure. We're gonna go with, however, for this video, Plunder Advent. And with that case, compared to the other decks in B tier, it's very good, actually. I'd say it's genuinely a actual threat with Plunder Adventure going around. Prank Kids, they're okay. Lizard Biamu was really their like killing off point, because now people don't really have a reason to play them outside of other engines to do the triple engine type decks. Fountain Sink decks are kind of just like died off since 2020. Hey, look, that's me. I wonder where I'm gonna put myself. Oh, actually, there we go. Currently, fun fact, despite what everybody wants to fucking say, to their heart's content, and I respect them for being so close-minded, they only need one delicious memory to play the fucking game. Get over yourselves, people. Jesus. Play double Foolish Burial Goods and you're done. Well, oh no, I have to activate another quick play spell card to get Pearl Lily onto my field instead of Pearly? Oh no, however, will I do the same fucking combo I did previously by activating 2 spell cards and then fucking activating Pearl Lily? Whoa! Are you telling me that there's like other ways to play my deck? Shit! Get over yourselves. It's not that fucking difficult just to switch out 2 cards for 2 different commons. Rika tributes everything it sees. Playing as more of a plant link deck though, I would say it's fine. Because of the Therion monsters, it's just kind of like a set up King Therion and then you're done. But like, I'd still say it's fine. It's definitely a playable deck. Ooh, tier limits. Ooh. Tier at the moment, because of how far they actually hit Kashtira, I would say Tier actually has a good chance of coming back. Not great, mind you, but I would definitely say it's very good. Definitely could either be bottom of B tier or top point of C tier. I'm putting it in top of C because I think it's fine. Runic, I'm going to put as all of its variants together. Runic for Hire, Naturia, and also Runic Plunder. Obviously, because I play Runic Plunder, you know where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put it very high on the list. Even with people still playing Runic and like Droll and Lockbird and stuff, you think that would actually affect your deck, but actually it's fine if your other engine can genuinely carry you. It's just kind of like, do you have the preparation to actually get to that point? Salamangreat is... it's not good yet. It's fine. It's still a worse map net currently. Give it time to get the fire support it wants, and it will definitely be a great fire engine, just like how Marine says is a great water engine. But until then, just give it some time. Crystal Beast, also gonna put around the Rogue tier, probably near Eldritch. It's a great control deck, but it definitely is weird to like get your mindset around. But overall, fine. Sarah Trap Tricks, because that's all this deck revolves around. It's a Link 1 that plays your trap cards for you. That's kinda all Trap Tricks does. Even with the new support, it's fine. They gave them a field spell to let them normal summon again, and then 1 disruption from destruction. They also got 1 form of draw potential from the new structure decks. That's it. Virtual World is it's fine. Not really. It's okay, but it's not great. It's just Virtual World. It's still just bricky as all hell, even with the new support. Super Heavy Samurai. Obviously, I'm gonna still throw it up here near Runic, because even though the Link is dead, you could still definitely play Super Heavy Samurai pretty easily and freely. The deck didn't really care that much outside of like being assured you're getting into something. But now that you're not guaranteed to go into anything besides Baguska, if you get disrupted, you kind of just cry a little bit when you're disrupted by your opponent now. Sky Striker got so much stuff off the ban list, it's actually impressive. It's still the lowest point of B tier. It's okay. It's not great. It's fine. Same thing with Dragon Link, actually. It's fine. It's a great deck. It's just kind of like, at this point in the format, where even with Bestials and everything, it's just kind of a weird little off deck that just, if played around correctly, you can easily beat with little to no cost. Tri-brigade still doesn't have a Samorg. Sorry, Aurora, but this deck is still fucking mid. I'll be nice and give it a B tier just for you. Unchained. Ooh, Unchained is bad. Like, don't get it twisted. It's fine. It definitely plays stuff well, but like, we all can't lie. This deck is just kind of like whatever. Vanquish Soul, the best deck to proxy in the entire game. Like, it's fine. Like, it'll definitely get tops and stuff like we've seen previously, but it's still a tier 2 deck that definitely can be beaten pretty easily for that version. Why are there 2 Vanquish Souls? Is there a different variant I don't know of? Same spot. They're both mid. Get over yourself, Vanquish Soul players. And then finally, Pure Punk or Punk Therion is where I'm going to put those 2 together. I'm going to combine them both. I mean, they're fine. Like, they're definitely okay. They're better than Gold Pride, that's for sure. That's it. That's the list. Most of the decks didn't really change much. It just shows how crazy A tier actually can be with how diverse most of its format's going to be. Even with most of like the decks actually being like the same thing as concept, it's still kind of weird how we have both a trap, a spell, and multiple monster decks all kind of like flip-flopping around each other in A tier. While the top 3 are a Xyz Macrocosmos, a branded deck that's been there for the entire time it's been around, and Pearly, because Pearly didn't really get hit that bad as people think. But if you think differently, put it in the comments, like the video, subscribe. I genuinely do like hearing people's opinions, how I'm actually wrong, and it's actually kind of like interesting to hear other people's sides of it, because even though most of my videos do differently, I kind of like hearing what people say about my stuff. So, thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye!